Morning, YouTube. This is Dr. Wanda. I wanted to sit down with you all and give you some updates and also share some insights about where my journey is in terms of, um, my charitable work. I call it my God work, but then also what's happening with my actual business, Wanda Lands Naturals, and then just some insights. I want to share a couple of insights. So, this has been an exciting week. This was a week where I was able to have my tea party. I'm having the feedback from the tea party. The Susu Ana blend, which is turkey berry, ginger, and pineapple, did really, really well. And it was interesting just kind of bringing the team, and they were welcome to bring a guest, bringing them together to have the experience over at this really, simple but posh cafe. So it was kind of my version of an infomercial, if you want to call it that. But I did get some good feedback, and one of it was because I had put the turkey berry obviously was dried and blended, okay, ground. But I had put the pineapple and the ginger as chunks, and my team said they thought it was best if I blended it all together so that the tea bag would actually dilute better. They tasted all the elements, but that was their suggestion. And one of the things I'm learning is that West Africans are really good tea drinkers. They really take their tea serious, and they know how to teach you to get the medicine, get the greatest impact of the medicine. So I did take that advice pretty serious. Um, in terms of the event itself, it was nice to have them take their own product serious because I want them to understand. Yes, it's an online store, and you can never walk into the store, but you need to, if you're on the team, you need to know psychologically that you're a part of something that's special, and that it will be even more special when you as you continue to deposit into it. Like you have to bring something to the table too. You're not just a pawn in this. Like this will give you an opportunity to get great. If we get greater revenue, then you get it. Then your stipend increases and your life is improved. So it's really kind of helping my team understand a different way of thinking about working with someone, working for, like doing it online, um, having the potential to introduce product. Like, I'm interested in your thought. I'm interested in your secrets and ideas. And I don't want you to hold back and write off things and think, oh, she wouldn't like that. No, bring it to me. So it's really, really been fun. Now, we introduced our blood pressure lowering coffee. And I call it Rejoice. That's the lady who brought it to me. And so I named it after her. And it's a simple little bean here that is tiny that the kids actually play with. But when you roast it, it tastes just like coffee. And the aroma, the smell and everything. That's a mild coffee. This ain't Starbucks. And and this definitely ain't Sanka or Maxwell House, but it's an enjoyable cup of coffee. I have been cautioned that you should not overuse it because it can lower the blood pressure too much. So when people are taking it, I think when they first started, I'm gonna suggest to them to just kind of monitor their blood pressure to see what's happening with it. But the U.S. is full of folks who love coffee. We are huge coffee drinkers. That's a huge industry. Anybody from America knows that. We have a Dunkin' Donuts, a Starbucks, even McDonald's got into the game at every other corner, and we take this stuff serious. So it's nice to know, but we also got a lot of high blood pressure. Let's say that too. So it's nice to know that there's a product where you can still have that morning cup of Java. And if you're in a habit, and because I'm a habit girl, I do stuff because that's what I've been doing and that's what I enjoy to do. It's nice to know that you can still have that experience without the process of decaffeinated coffee and still, and still improve your health. Have something that doesn't spike you that can improve your health. So we introduced that, and that's on Wonderland's Naturals. Now here's what's happening when you don't isolate yourself, when you come out of a crowd and you don't isolate yourself, and you allow yourself to live on some level kind of in a, it's best if it's a mixed community, but definitely not isolated, where you really have your greatest contact and experience with the natives. Then this is when you get the best of everything, because then you get to get in not only the culture, but you get to start experiencing things that come out of the subculture. And what I mean by subculture is they don't think about it. This is just kind of in their blood. Like, you know, when you hear other Bruna Bruna Bean, they this is something that they know that little kids play with, that they play with. But it's just a passing thought. They don't really think about it. But it's amazing that we're not only going to be able to sell it, that we're selling it, we'll be helping folks, but on their end, they're seeing the power like that comes with even marketing that. And I'm seeing the power of what comes with marketing it, but also getting into the space where it's making the store special, making the store unique. I have some really unique things on the store because I'm having some really unique experiences, and I have some really unique relationships. So I want to encourage people that's coming, that want to establish something. You're gonna have to extend your friendship base. You're gonna have to extend your relationship base. So I want to say that I'm excited about that coffee. I do drink that coffee. Um, Matter of fact, I'm sitting here with a cup now. Okay. I gave my team the challenge to give me some kind of item that they kind of grew up with, and is it's just something to be like it's just memorable. It's but they know it's popular. My driver, Mr. Gosway, driver, shipper, shopper, he does it all. He gave me Mercy Cream, and Mercy Cream, believe it or not, is blazing. It's really really doing well, and I'm excited about the Mercy Cream. And now Gia came with some sort of fungo, like I want to say it's ringworm, it's residue of ringworm, and I gave her some Mercy Cream. As soon as she put the Mercy Cream on it, it started to flatten out. It took like a day. It started to flatten out. That Mercy Cream is for hair, it's for skin. It is good stuff, okay? And see, that's the power too. I've seen the little green box. I never would have picked that up. I honestly wouldn't. I had no reason to, because it seems sometimes like they have a lot of stuff flooding their market, and you don't know which stuff is authentically a Ghanaian piece and what has come in from China. So that's something too, where the relationships help you sort through and know where to move and when to leave stuff alone. Okay. Where are we at? I've met a couple of other people who have had similar experiences with me, like me, where they're doing projects, or they've had a project where someone attempted to hijack the project. Now, in my situation, it was my husband. He didn't necessarily hijack the project. What he tried to do was leverage launching his project off of my credentials, okay? And he has, started a foundation, and, they're going to do whatever work they do. The issue is, can you steal someone's identity? Can you steal someone's work history, their portfolio, their ministry, and launch your own? Just simply because you was with this person. Well, I have a friend that she's launched an amazing library. Now, this is a woman that's out of California. She's my elder. She's like 64, 65. She came here, transitioned here to live. And she's living in she picked a community where there's no other, blacks. She's out there kind of isolated. But she had a heart to build this library. And I watched her, post by post, brick by brick, build this library. But the gentleman next to her in the videos was always overzealous. Always let her talk, then walk off while she talking, give her the last line, then come in behind her and say something. And it turns out that he actually has been behind her back stealing this project. He's been giving people the impression that this library is his, that he's doing it, and has gone so far as to even release videos, YouTube videos, where he's, talking about the library and what went with the library. Like, he's really trying to hijack this project. Now, she's having the commissioning of the library next month. She's asked me to be there. She's asked me to speak. I told her I will be there with bells ringing on me. Okay, I'm gonna be there early. But it's hurtful. This is the fourth black woman that I know of that has come to this country to serve and to live and to really sort of reboot their own personal life, where folks are beginning to hijack our stuff or trying to. So this isn't just an issue of me and my husband. This is a character flaw that's running deep. That's running deep, because here's the reality. And let's get down to the bells and whistles of this thing. The black woman got the network. We have the network. You don't have no network. The Africans don't fund African projects. This is a fact. They just don't. I've been to four other countries, and I'm working in a fifth, Zambia. They don't fund their projects. They do wait for whites to fund their projects. They're efficient at waiting for someone to give them some money, but in terms of like the groundwork of sharing and building and spreading the wealth among themselves, I haven't seen it. So yeah, the black woman has an amazing network that comes from a long work history, grassroots activity, our experience with our elder mothers. You know, they think the queen, the queen mother here is a new concept. We got Big Ma, we got Medea, who ran block clubs, soup kitchens, served the needy. My favorite one is Mother Waddles out of Detroit. Okay, so it's not a new concept for us. So we come here with that same training to give back to this country, and then at some point, once the project gets some legs or some attention, the hijacking comes in. The attempt to hijack comes in. So she's different from me. She's out there isolated, so she's really less interested in a formal pushback, because I told her, for me, I had to drag my husband across the internet. I had to go ahead and drag him, because I did advise him. You know full well you're not a philanthropist. You know that you have no history of installing educational programs, of installing many libraries, that you're not the guy that has been a pioneer. Where are you getting this from? Okay, somebody wrote this about me. You should have corrected them. You know this is not you. What you're doing is you're taking someone else's stuff, I putting it on you as a cloak, as a coat, as an identity, in order to get something else, and that, sir, we cannot do. So this gentleman has done the same with her. He let her do the legwork. This lady is a former Teamster. The Teamsters is one of the biggest unions. It's almost a gang. We almost like mafia. Biggest unions in the U.S. that this lady has been a part of for years. So her network runs deep. Besides her age and the various organizations that she's been involved in, her friends, her family, her colleagues. That's why this library is massive. That's why this library is so big and so beautiful, because 98% of it came from her. And to have someone attempt to hijack that is tyranny. It's an atrocity, but it's going on. Okay, so I told her, I said, one thing you need to do is, everything going forward needs your name on it. It needs your name on it. And you need to go Birdman on them. They need to put some respect on your name. You need to stop being in the backdrop. It does not work here. See, in the U.S., the black woman can play in the front, or she can play in the back, but she on it. She's cool. Okay. Here, you have to be in the front. You have to lead. You have to be in the mix. One of the major mistakes I made when I look back is that at times when I couldn't go, in order to still see the work go forward, I always allowed my husband to represent me. And I did that the same way anybody else would, innocently, not understanding that in the back of that mind there was a wish to be able to be me, to be able to do what I do now. He doesn't have the network I have. He doesn't have the friendships I have. He doesn't have the work history I have. So all of these people that have been following me from years, let's just take my students. I've been a teacher since I was 22 years old. So my preschool students are now adults. Yeah, he doesn't have that base. So this woman in the UK, I don't know what her network is like, or what her fundraising abilities are, but I can tell you, with these foundations, that's like 75-80% of what you end up doing is fundraising all the time. You have to fundraise, and you have to have the meetings, and you have to have the documents and proof to show, what people are going to get out of this. Because the truth is, when you get on that level, charity, as much as it's charity, there's business in it. Folks want to be able to write off taxes. They want to be able to show the money. Some money should be made, if it's nothing else but the paraphernalia that they produce in order to get people to buy or whatever it is. There's money being made even off of the backs of people that they're trying to represent with charity. So I don't know, but I know this much, that if you're serious, you don't need to hijack nothing. If you are who you say you are, you don't need to hijack anything. Why is this man going behind this lady's back and having meetings, and doing videos without her, if she's 95% of why that money came and built that library? And she did it in less than 2 years. She did that baby in less than 2 years. She came, I met her. She hadn't even had the concept of a library. Next thing I know, this amazing library shows up. Black women, be careful. We're coming over here with the training, that grassroots training, and we're very generous, and we stand in front of these projects, and our friends, our family, our colleagues, our former partners in business support us. And we're putting down the work here. We're putting down the work here. I can tell you a lot of blacks who are putting down work here. I interviewed one on my show, Auntie Vicky, her foundation. She's out there working with the Muslim children, doing amazing work. Okay, she's funding that. There's no one that's funding that. She's figuring out how to fund that. That Muslim community, as much as they appreciate her and love her, as much as the children are blossoming, they are not giving back to her. She has to put money in that project. That's how it's always kind of gonna be. So these are some of the highlights from this week. And when I think how hurt, I really wouldn't even say hurt. I was more anger hurt than anything. And I'm seeing more of it. So I'm feeling like we're gonna need to, as black women, we're gonna need to sort of, get our own fraternity, for lack of a better word, to come together in order to protect ourselves. Because we do lead with our hearts, and we do have these huge networks where we're able to connect with people, and they do support our projects and they believe in us. But there is an awful lot of project hijacking, attempts at project hijacking going on. Another friend who was working with the hawkers, she got all the equipment for them to learn how to do cosmetology and all this good stuff. The same thing. Folks trying to remove her from meetings, remove her from her own project, and then basically make it seem like, yeah, they don't need her, and this is what they do. So new turf, new day, new strategies. What needs to go is isolation, and we need to squawk, and we need to talk. I'm going out here for this commissioning of this library. I'm absolutely excited. I've told her, if enough of us raise the roof, raise the voice, put your name out there, it will show. You must put your name on your own stuff, and we must see your face. Let's remove his face and let them see you. So even to this day, my husband doesn't completely understand what he's done wrong. Okay? He doesn't completely understand, or he's resisting, because he believes that whatever he's done in the month or two that they've had their foundation validates the adjectives that were being used for him. He doesn't understand those are big shoes to step in. To call yourself a philanthropist? Wow, you can do that in one or two assignments? No, sir, you cannot. You cannot. Anyway, it's been an amazing week. Wonderland's Naturals is sustaining Gia Boo and Wanda Boo. And I'm going to keep giving you updates on this amazing business and career opportunity. And listen, I'm excited about my little employees. I love the fact that I actually have some employees. I pay them their stipend at the end of the month. And I feel so proud. I said, wow, I'm in Ghana, and I have a whole business. And that's something to celebrate. So I'll talk to you. I'll check back in soon.